Well, here it is. This is my 2018 CanAm Defender, also known as the CanAm, because that's mainly what I'm hunting all the time is pigs. If you're following me on Instagram, you're very familiar with this rig. Everybody's always asking, can you please do a YouTube video on the CanAm? We're here, and I'm about to just tell you guys exactly what I've done to it. There really isn't much to it. It ain't nothing too special. You got a bunch of rigs out there that are built for racing. You got some UTVs that are built up for mud holes. You got some rigs that are built up to work on the ranch, you know. This rig here is strictly for hunting, all right? We don't have the loud sound bar on here and LED whips and stuff like that and the rock lights. I mean, I strictly built this to be functional in the field and for hunting at night, all right? Again, this started out as a DPS. There's other options out there. You could have got the Lone Star Edition or the XMR or also their hunting edition. I didn't see the point of getting that personally because I knew a majority of the parts that was on those models was going to come off. So I was going to end up wasting money. So I said, you know what, let's just go with the base DPS and then I'll build it up the way I want. The lift kit, not much to it. It's just a 2-inch bracket lift from High Lifter. Also, I put 1.5-inch forward A-arms on here from High Lifter as well. If you're running a factory rig and you want to run some 30s, I suggest going with those A-arms. Right now I'm running 32s. These are 32-inch ITPs. These are the Outback Maxes from STI. I'm sorry, from STI, not ITP. It's STI Outback Maxes. These are 32s. Yes, they're aggressive and could possibly be a problem with your axles. You know, not just normal driving, but when you get into some pretty nasty terrain and you're having to dig or try to fight for some traction, that's going to put a lot of stress on those axles. And so far, so good. Guys, I got 131 hours on this thing, and it's not even a year old, and I haven't had any issues with the axles, but I have seen some that snap pretty early. 130 hours, I think personally, is a lot of time. And so far so good. I haven't had any issues. One of the issues I did have right off the bat was the throttle positioning sensor. I have no idea why that kept coming up, but when that happens, it's going to put you in limp mode and you're pretty much screwed. You can't even get the thing on a trailer. I took it to the shop several times. I ended up having to flash it. Me personally, I think I kind of know what the problem was. There's a bypass deal that you can get for the seat belt. And I bought that little bypass deal and I put it in there and I took it out. I took it out and I just buckled the seat belt and I tucked it in behind the seat and I haven't had any issues. So I don't know if it was a coincidence or that was the actual problem. I couldn't tell you. But other than that, that's the only problem I've ever had. I've had water all the way up to the seats here. Haven't had any issues with water. What else have I done to this thing? So on the front here, we have a Tough Country bumper. Okay, I have Tough Country's front and rear. Got a 2-inch receiver here on the front. I got an all seasons feeder that I have on there for baiting and stuff. I have a Badlands 5,000-pound winch with 7,000-pound synthetic rope. I got that tied into the CanAm as well. I got a Rage half windshield with the Rage brow. The lights, this right here are IR. Okay, these are not white lights. These are IR. You can only see this with night vision, okay? So this, when things get real dark in the woods or I can't see with my night vision, I cut these on and it's pretty much like working headlights, but with night vision only. You cannot see it with the naked eye. Here we have a 50 or 52, I can't remember, light bar from Ultimate Night Vision. This is from Ultimate Night Vision as well, and the light bar is from Ultimate Night Vision. And this is overkill. I will be honest with you guys. I'm not taking it off. It's going to stay on, but we're talking over 42,000 lumen right here just in this light bar, and it puts out some serious light. The bracket on here is from ACL. It's not my favorite, and I will never purchase another bracket again from them. This bracket I broke on the passenger side. I broke, and I tried contacting them to get another one. Wasn't expecting a free one. I was gonna buy it, and they discontinued the size that I ordered. So I ended up having to order a whole new bracket because I already have the freaking holes drilled out for it. And I just feel like there's some better options out there as far as being tougher. You know, this thing, I hit a branch and it broke the damn bracket. Anyways, I got a SuperATV roof up here. It's a SuperATV sport roof. It's a two-piece roof. I like it. You know, I put it through hell. I'm going through a lot of trees with this plastic roof, and I can't believe I haven't ripped it off. Other things that I've done. Oh, so on the inside, I need to get the camera over here. You know what? I'm going to do that right now. Let me go ahead and get the camera over here and show you guys the inside. What I have over here is your factory high beam, low beam light switch. I have another rocker switch here for my light bar. I have another switch here for my IR lights. Another rocker switch for my backup lights, which I'll show you here in a little bit. And right over here, you have your factory 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive. You have your rear diff lock here. That's factory. One thing that didn't come with the DPS model was the work mode and eco mode switch. That didn't come with this. I was kind of frustrated with that because I really wanted that, thinking that it was going to have to be like a factory upgrade. No, guys, you don't have to stress out about that. You can get this switch on eBay for like 15 bucks. The harness is already sitting there. So all you got to do is buy the $15 switch, plug it in, and it's good to go. Here in the middle, I have a voltmeter that tells me the voltage on my primary and secondary battery. So I'm running dual batteries, and it will tell me the voltage on both. And then I have my last rocker switch for the winch. Also, something that isn't on the rig right now, and I can't believe I left it at home. I usually use it at night, and that is the Rover thermal from Ultimate Night Vision. I have a thermal that I have mounted on my rooftop that I can see through this display right here. So when I'm driving around, I can check pastures for pigs or coyotes through this monitor. It runs off of a FLIR View 640 core, and it is 360 degrees full pan and tilt. It is a game changer, man. It is absolutely amazing to run around with. And the control box is right here underneath the dash. So all I got to do is hit the power switch here, turn my screen on, and then get everything calibrated, and then I can operate the entire thermal with this little Wii style remote. I cannot believe I left that at home. You guys will see some footage on that here pretty soon over on Ultimate Night Vision's YouTube channel. So I'm not sure when it's going to be posted. There is a video done, and hopefully you guys get a quick preview on that system, because it is pretty insane. We've been hunting with it for over a year now, and now it is released for the public. And I can tell you guys right now, it has definitely made nighttime hunting a lot easier out of a vehicle. So I'm going to show you guys the rear, and there's not much to the rear, but I'll show you guys the bumper that I've done back there, and then probably get another clip of the front, and then we'll be done, because apparently I talk too much on these YouTube videos. At the rear of the CanAm, this is the rear bumper from Tough Country. The reason why I'm showing you guys this, the factory, with the factory hinges on the bed, the maximum weight capacity is right around 1,000 pounds. With the Tough Country bumper, it replaces the factory hinge. The factory hinge is plastic, and it's up underneath here. I really can't show it to you. Actually, I can. I might get to that here in a second. But anyways, the factory hinges come off. There's a bracket that comes off. So it goes into your factory where your hinge is, and it ties into the bed, and it comes out, and there's a bracket that drops down, and that's what the bumper ties into. Now, replacing that plastic hinge with a steel hinge, I wouldn't be surprised I doubled the weight capacity on this thing, if not more. So I know easily I can probably haul off 2,000 pounds in the back of this bed and not having to worry about damaging the hinges. I'm not sure how much the bed itself can handle, but I don't have to worry about the hinges anymore, which has been really nice. So far, the most I've ever had back here was right around 1,300 pounds. And the weight in the bed wasn't the issue. It was the actual suspension. If you're familiar with these rigs, you know that the suspension is really soft on them. So I do have plans on getting some S3 heavy duty springs. I'll probably end up running heavy duty up front and running S3 extreme duty in the rear. This will also raise the vehicle, so I'll probably end up gaining right around 2 to 2.5 inches in height with those springs. So I don't know if I'm going to stay with the 32s or not. It would be nice to run a little bit bigger, but right now we're doing real good with the 32s. LED lights are from Tough Country as well. These things are bright. If you're following me on the gram, you know I'm always posting pictures on this thing or got something up in my stories. But running this bumper comes with its benefits, man. You got some rear protection, and also you're able to double, if not triple, the max weight capacity of your bed. So I thought that was really slick. So what I'm going to do real quick is just show you guys how that hinge is replaced. This thing is nasty, but I also want to be able to show you guys how it's working out for me. So I'm going to show you guys how this hinge looks. I'm not sure how much you guys can actually see because I got the sun right on the screen, but again, it's nasty back here. But here's the hinge. So the factory hinge that was here was just a little plastic piece. That's gone now. This is a steel bracket that ties into the pivot point that's pretty much tied into the bed frame. And then that bracket runs right along the bed and then comes down here to an L, and that's where your rear bumper attaches to. So this whole entire bracket and this steel hinge is all one piece with that bracket. And I'm extremely comfortable with hauling anything over 1,000 pounds. I don't have an issue with that. Like I said, the issue is going to be right here with this spring. So springs will get replaced with some heavy duty springs, and I think that will solve the problem as far as hauling some heavy weight in the rear. All right, to the front of the rig. Again, this is a Tough Country front bumper. It goes all the way down to the skid plate, so it stops right here. So we got full protection. It protects the quarter fenders, the headlights. You have a deck here, a plate for your winch. Okay, it was super easy to mount up to the CanAm. Didn't have any issues with fitment. Again, we have a 2-inch receiver here, which I have the all seasons feeder tied into. Man, I love this thing, man. Right up here, we got a plate that I have mounted to the rooftop. That's where the Rover thermal attaches to it. It's magnetic, so I just stick it right there and plug it into a cord, and then we're good to go. There really isn't much to it, man. I can't believe I got 130 hours on this thing already, and so far so good. No major issues whatsoever. Haven't blown any tires, haven't snagged any axles yet. It's gonna happen, I just don't know when. You know, some people say, man, that's a lot of money for a little rig like that, but I've also seen a lot of people dump a lot of money in Jeeps and top drive Suburbans and stuff like that. You know, it all adds up. This type of hunting, I can't use Jeeps. I can't use a pickup truck. I need something in the 4-wheeler size to UTV. If you guys are familiar with Ultimate Night Vision, you've seen the Blazer. That thing has a full-blown high rack system. You got kill racks on the front and rear. It's even got a drone landing pad. That thing is awesome, and we've killed a lot of animals with it, but it also gets stuck, and you're also limited to certain trails you can go on because of its size. When we started hunting out of this thing, we was able to go anywhere, and it wasn't a question if it was muddy or if it was tight or you know, if it was rocky, you name it, we was able to do it. You know, it is what it is. I enjoy it. I don't have any regrets whatsoever. If anything, I wish it was a tad bit bigger in the rear for the passengers. A bunch of my buddies are 6-footers, man, and sitting in the back is not really comfortable being 6 foot tall. But other than that, man, it's great. I love it. It's got all the power that we want. Something else that I wanted to mention too, and it was the height. You know, some people were saying, man, are you kind of scared of going a little bit higher? I am personally, but it needs it. You know, it sounds crazy. I'm not doing it just for the looks, but I'm doing it for it to be more versatile. And there's some big rocks in some of the properties that we hunt, man, and you can just feel them hitting the A-arms. You can feel them hitting the bottom of the CanAm. And so we just need at least another 2 or 3 more inches of ground clearance. And I think that's where the S3 springs are going to make a big difference with ground clearance. But other than that, man, I really don't have any complaints. I need to do another service call on it and drain all the fluids and get some new stuff in it. But that's another discussion. Guys, if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, get that notification going, and tell me what you guys think, man. I'll try to get some more footage up there for the YouTube channel. Real quick before we get out of here, I want you guys to hear how quiet this thing is. So when I went out and was test driving the different units, a lot of them was crazy loud, and I couldn't figure out why it had to be so loud. Why can't it be quiet? You should be able to hear this in the video. It's just idling right now. From the front, let's just say there was some pigs 150, 200 yards away. They have no idea that I'm just rolling up on them. They don't. I've gotten within 60 yards of pigs and they didn't even know I was there until I passed them. When we get to the rear, that's when you start hearing the vehicle. It's underneath the bed, so it's kind of echoing like a speaker box, the exhaust, everything is in the rear. But how many times are you stalking animals driving in reverse? You know what I'm saying? So when I roll up on them, they have no idea. Actually, I'll back it up and then I'll drop forward. I think it's the quietest one out of the entire class of UTVs. The Can-Am Defender has to be one of the quietest rigs. But other than that, like I said, guys, I love it. I don't have any complaints. I just wish it was a little bit cheaper. Again, I hope you guys like what you see. Please hit that like button, and I'll do my best to get some more footage going for you guys. Thanks.